It's no secret that eBay over the last few years has been feeing sellers to death. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the fees that you may not know that you're being charged. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And today I want to focus on the fees that you pay every month. And now that you don't have to actually send a payment in, or they don't hit your PayPal account once a month, you may not be as focused because the fees are coming out as you go, okay? So when you make a sale on eBay, eBay takes whatever they feel that you owe them out of the money that you have coming in, and then they disperse whatever you have left or whatever there's left for you back in your available balance. But I think a lot of us are so busy, including myself, that we just don't take the time to really focus on what is eBay charging me. And it wasn't until, as you guys saw in the live stream, I was talking to you about how I was doing my taxes, and I've been doing my taxes and going through the numbers and really crunching and digging down deep. And, shame on me for doing it right now for 2021, but maybe it's something I need to do quarterly this year. I want to thank a viewer by the name of John Bellantoni. He sent me an email the other day. He writes, "Hi, I watched your videos and I'm a seasoned eBay veteran. I wanted to let you know about something that's been happening more often to me and never happened last year or before. I seem to be getting people that are out of the country buying my items, and eBay charges me an international fee, which I think is completely ridiculous. Complete BS. I should be the one to decide if I want to sell outside of the US or not." Yeah, other thing that happened was this buyer was from Brazil, and of course he couldn't speak English, and he bought the item, and then afterwards he had a question about the item. "I set up my eBay account not to sell outside of the US. Did you know this was even possible? Thought it might be a good subject for your channel." Well, John, I did reply to you, but eBay has an international fee policy. Now, how many of you guys, by a raise of hands, knew about this international fee? I'll wait. There might be a couple of you in the back there. Other than that, I'm sure most of you did not know about eBay charging an international fee. Now, on the surface, it sounds like, okay, I'm selling an item internationally because I'm shipping it outside the USA, and therefore, I guess it makes sense, right? But I don't really agree with it. But okay, so they're going to charge you 1.65% of the entire transaction because you're shipping it to a destination that's outside the US. And that should be the end of it, right? No, it's not. In fact, if you have a buyer who's registered outside the US and they order it and have you ship it to a US address, by virtue of them being registered with another country, you are going to get hit with an international fee. And that's in eBay's policy. I'll show you the policy right here. It's one of those things, to me, it's a money grab. It's an absolute money grab, because what is the difference between you shipping it to someone in Texas that maybe lives in Texas and has always lived in Texas versus someone who might be visiting from another country in Texas, and that just happened to be where they're staying? In my opinion, there is no difference. You're shipping an item within the United States, and I think it is an absolute shameful money grab that eBay is utilizing fees such as this. There is no reason for the fee. There's no valid reason for such a fee. Now, as I'm going to show you here, eBay hit me for about $200 in fees in 2021. And I'm going to jump over in my computer and show you the extent of this international fee, Plus, I'm going to talk to you about another fee that I have uncovered that maybe you need to know about and look for and dispute like I will be doing come tomorrow. So there's some fees that I really want you guys to really go in, run a report from 2021, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. But it's important that you guys look at your accounts because eBay, they've made it known that they are feeing sellers for the last couple of years. It's nothing new. And I think also they're very hopeful that you're not bothering to look at these reports. Most people don't. So what you want to do is you want to go to your payments and then reports, okay? And then you'll get this screen and you'll go in and just do a transaction report, all statuses, transaction types are going to be all, and then go in and make sure you put January 1st of 2021, last year, and then December 31st, 2021. I mean, you can do whatever range of dates you want, but that's what I've done here. And I've created this report that I just created, and it is for all of 2021. You can see here that it's all my orders. There's 4,000 lines here. I mean, I had a lot of orders last year. So as you can see, there's just a ton of data. And if you're going through this line by line, you're going to make yourself crazy. So hopefully you have a little bit of Excel experience. And again, I tell you, it's a good skill to learn, is to learn basic Excel. Even if it takes you an hour or two just to get the hang of it and maybe do some practice and watch some videos or tutorials, definitely want to learn Excel. Now what I've done is I went in, there's some fees here, and there's some fees like such as very high item not as described fee, below standard performance fee, international fee. Okay, now let me start with the very high item not as described fee. So this fee is determined by eBay. If you get enough returns in a certain category, I believe you have to have at least 10 returns in a certain category, and as compared to your peers, you're labeled as very high, then eBay will send you a message and they will tell you that you're paying an additional, now it's 6%. It used to be 4%, then it went up to 5%, okay? This didn't happen to me last year. Now, I was 2 years ago, in 2020, I had this situation when I lived in my old house, and I did have a situation where I was labeled in a category as very high. And it took about 3 months for me to get off of very high in that category, and that went away. There is no reason why eBay has decided to hit me. This was all transactions last year in the month of March of 2021. They hit me for $39.95, and it wasn't one easy payment. It was a ton of them. $39.95. We're dealing with about, I'd say, this one says 28 transactions. Okay, there's 28 transactions where they hit me with all these fees. So that's item number one. So when you get this data, when you get this report, you want to go in and you want to go in your data tab in Excel and then just go and sort your data. Okay, if you can see that. I'll try to blow up my screen a little bit. It's not really helping with those buttons. So nonetheless, sort your data. Okay, and you want to sort it by, in this case, I'm sorting it by very high items, okay, not as described. Now I'm going to go to the next category, and that is international fee. So I'm going to sort this data by international fee. So once you sort your data, okay, by, in this case, I'm sorting it by international fee. I don't know if you could see that box, okay. So international fee. It shows that I have 173 different transactions last year out of the 4,000 some odd transactions where I had a international fee levied. And what does that mean? Well, that means that if you have, and I'll try to go over to the data a little bit, if you have a buyer who either buys an item from outside of the country, outside of the USA, or a buyer who is registered in another country, not the USA, even if you're shipping it inside the United States, which makes no sense to me. Now, I can kind of understand, I mean, really, I don't understand, but I can kind of understand them charging us an international fee. I don't know why, but okay, fine. If you are having us ship it to another country, okay? And for me, that was 113 of these 173 transactions. That was to either Erlanger, Kentucky, to the Global Shipping Program location, or they're saying I have at least 30 or 40 that I shipped outside the United States on my own. And that's not true because I don't have any other international shipping method other than global shipping. And I'll show you that here in a second. If you look at, these are, whoops, let me go to the transactions here. These are all the ship to city. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to blow it up for you a little bit. The ship to city, and let me make this bold so it sticks out. The ship to city, ship to country. You can see they have me shipping it to Japan, Australia. I don't know where ZA is. Denmark, MY. I don't know where MY is. Malaysia, I guess. Taiwan, I suppose. Australia again. Australia. Now, I don't ship internationally unless it's through Erlanger, Kentucky. You see that right here? So I have a ton of these transactions where I shipped it to Erlanger, Kentucky, yet they're saying that I sent these to Zimbabwe. I don't know where that is. So something's not right. And it makes me wonder if somehow I'm getting hit. Now, one thing you have to realize is eBay is hitting us with this transaction fee, international transaction fee for 1.65% of that item. So as you see up here, this was almost a $600 sale. They hit me for 1.65% of that. Now, for a lot of you, it's like, yeah, why are you getting so worried about 1.65%? Well, it adds up. So over a year, here's my international fees. I'll try to get it within the window so you can see. And you see the international fees. Well, that adds up. And if we go to the very bottom where I have it all added up, that's $159, okay, over the entire year, 2021. So $159 plus $39.95, that's a little bit less than $200 that they hit me with fees. So yeah, in addition to the international fee, you have the very high item not as described situation. And I got to tell you, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I was very high in 2020, not 2021. I've been a better seller over the last year and a half. And you know what? I've controlled my returns quite a bit. I've been up there. I've been into the high range. I've never ventured into the very high range. And eBay has always sent me an email or a message stating that I'm very close to being very high in those two cases I can recall over the last year and a half. I've never been penalized since 2020. And why in the month of March of last year am I showing that I was hit with a very high item not as described penalty? And it's $39.95. It's $39.95 that eBay should never have taken from me in the first place. And definitely think in both of these cases, the international fee, there's not a whole lot you can do because it's written in eBay's policies. But definitely, if you're getting hit with fees like what I'm getting hit with, $39.95 for something that never applied to me, you definitely need to contact eBay. Now, a year later, is there anything that they're going to do? I highly doubt it, which is why I'm going to be more on top of things this year. I'm going to definitely be looking at my fees a little closer, maybe on a quarterly basis, so that these transactions are still in the eBay system and they can maybe do something for me. Now, I did mention this on the live stream. There's another, I'd say, hidden fee that you're being charged, whether you buy a UPS or FedEx label. If you buy the label through eBay directly, or if you buy the label through a third party like Pirate Ship or maybe Shippo, if that buyer sends you an address that is not correct, at least in UPS or FedEx's eyes, they're going to charge you an $18 fee to correct that address on your behalf, okay? And because the buyer provides you, the seller, with that address, you're going to be on the hook for that $18 over and above the cost of that label, and there's nothing that anyone's going to do for you about that. And that's a hidden fee. Now you can write it off as, and all these fees for that matter, as the cost of doing business. But it really simply just isn't right when anyone is charged a fee for something that is out of their control, like an address. Remember, we have to use the address the buyer gives us. We plug that in directly without altering it, and we're getting hit with an $18 fee. I had, 5 or 6 of those last year, and that's $100-something bucks. I mean, there's some things I'd like to do with $100-something bucks. It's certainly not giving it to UPS or FedEx. And so these are things that you should also be looking for. These are hidden fees or hidden costs of doing business. Now, the good news about all this that I talked to you about in this video, whether it's the international fee or the fees that FedEx and UPS tries to pull on us for various shipments that we make that are legit, and if they're not, it's the buyer's fault, not ours. The good news is that at the end of the year, these are all expenses that you can write off against the sales that you've done for that particular year. Now, I'm not a CPA. I'm not going to be pretending to be one in this video, but at least just know there's an upside to paying these extra fees. And now, while I'd rather have this money in my pocket, at least you're going to get some kind of credit for paying these extra fees. So guys, what do you think? Comment down below. Let me know if you've uncovered any other hidden eBay fees, any scenarios that I didn't cover here. I'm sure there's at least probably 1 or 2 more hidden fees that eBay has levied on us that many of us aren't even aware of. And I think the beauty for eBay, at least, the beauty of them converting us all over to managed payments to where all the fees are being taken out as we go is so that we're not looking at the specifics. We're not looking at the amounts that they're taking out. Now, of course, you can run any report you want, and it's all transparent by those standards. But when you're just doing things like this, like charging a fee, an international fee, for someone shipping an item inside the US, to me, that's just shameful, and it's just another money grab that, as sellers, I mean, we have to deal with. This is eBay's sandbox, and if we want to play in it, we got to follow their rules. But the rules need to change. Just because those rules are in place right now doesn't mean that they need to be there. If enough people get upset about it, show up to the seller check-ins every month or quarterly, and voice their concerns over fees, ridiculous fees like this, maybe, just maybe, I mean, it's a shot in the dark, right? Maybe they will reconsider such things. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly appreciate that. And of course, hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I come out with a video like this or when I go live on a whim, which happens all the time. So guys, hidden eBay fees, it's part of the game. Thankfully, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we're talking a couple $100s a year for me, maybe for you. But it's just all another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week, regardless of the negative tone of this video. Nonetheless, just something that you need to be aware of. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week.